Mary Kay Green from the Office on Aging and Disabilities, and on behalf of the freeholders and the Office on Aging and Disabilities, Department of Health and Human Services, we welcome you. At this time, I'm going to invite Freeholder Director Lowry to come forward and open us with our welcome.
Good morning. A couple small stories before I get started. One, 3 years ago, my wife, actually I got a call from a doctor, said my wife has a tumor. I want you to come home right away and take her to Jefferson Hospital Neurology. She had a brain tumor. It's been 3 years later, and I see disabilities or abilities all around. So right now, she's just at therapy. She's coming out of it. She's starting to walk a little bit better. She's starting mentally to think better. But for people, it brings a whole new approach to disabilities. Why you have parking, why you have doors that are wider, why you have showers that are handicap accessible. What a great thing that's happening in our country. Things like this, where we can approach people with disabilities and find answers to the questions that each one of you has, that my wife has. I mean, she's had 7 brain surgeries since then. But the doctors and the things that are going on out there are great, and the things that are happening, and this is special. We want to truly thank April. I don't know if April's around. If April's around, wave your hand. But can we get April's over there? Yes? Okay. Thank her for putting this thing on. It's been a tremendous work of love for her. We want to thank the staff of the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Aging and Disabilities for arranging today's event. Can we give them a hand? And of course, all our vendors, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for providing the services that you do. Thank you. We have a couple partners with Apple Forms here, allowing us to be at this venue. We want to thank them. Also, Mid-Atlantic States and Career, Glenn Donaldson and his gang. So thank you so much there also. Truly blessed to be here today. God has given us a great day. Great day. The last story is about a guy who goes to a restaurant with his friend, and they each have a dog. And this is Paul talking about disabilities. He tried to get into the restaurant, and the owner said, no, you can't go into the restaurant with animals. So they went away discouraged. Finally, one guy says, I have an idea. I'm going to take my dog in, and you watch. He goes up, the guy says, no, you can't take that dog into the restaurant. He says, sir, you don't understand. It's my service dog. I'm blind and I can't see. He said, okay, you can go in. So the second guy says, that's a good idea. So he goes up with his dog. No, sir, you can't go in with your dog. The guy says, but I'm blind. I can't see. This is my service dog. And the guy at the desk says, I'm sorry, sir, but he's a Chihuahua. And the guy says, you mean he sold me a Chihuahua? Well, some people laughed. That's good. Thank you. That's enough of that. So I want to thank you all for coming today. What a blessed day. It's a blessing just having you here. And all the cars, thank you. You can blow your horns every once in a while. Let us know you're there. Thank you. I get to invite the next person up here, which is, yes. One of the special parts of this county is our Director of Veteran Services, Joe Hannigan. What a great man he is in the county, what he works for our residents, and we appreciate everything he does. And before he comes up, I'd just like to also recognize freeholder Charlie Hassler is here. He'll be coming up in a little while, so thank you. Joe, it's all yours.
Please stand if you can and join with me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the American flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
And if you can either remain standing if you can, we would like to bow our heads for the invocation. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Lord, what a blessed day it is that you can put your sunshine on us, not only you, but just the sun itself. Lord, we thank you for being with us. Thank you for the abilities that we have and the disabilities. We ask you what you're working with us. Lord, we want to thank you for those people that are here that are working and have put this thing together. We want to thank you. And now, Lord, throughout this day, we ask it be your will, not ours, and only yours. We ask this in your almighty name. Amen.
At this time, I would like to invite Freeholder Hassler to come forward to do the presentation for our Crusader Award. Freeholder Hassler.
Just checking to make sure it's still good morning, everyone. How are you today? It's good to see everybody, and thank you for coming out. And as our director of the Freeholder Board, Ben Laurie, said, thanks for everyone who helped put this whole event together. The vendors, the county employees, the sheriff's department, everyone who has anything to do with this, thank you so much. Now, I've had some experience my own self with the disabilities in the county, and I've learned more from, honest to goodness, from disabled people than I have what we declare normal. And I appreciate that, and I thank you. Right now, we have the Crusader Award recipients. The Crusader Award is given out to the organization or person who seems to do the best for people with disabilities and impairments in our county. The FOP Lodge number 6 has provided outstanding support for individuals with disabilities over the last decade. The members dedicate their time quietly, consistently, and with great compassion to raise funds for those with disabilities. The FOP Lodge began raising money back in the Special Olympics in 2008 with a small group of 11 people. This event has grown over the years, sometimes exceeding 100 participants as part of the Lodge's annual fundraising effort. If you've ever heard about the Polar Plunge in Wildwood, I've been down there to watch these guys a couple of times. I think they're crazy, but they jump in that water every year to raise funds for the participants of our Special Olympics. They won first place in the fundraising multiple years in a row, raising over $40,000 each year for the Special Olympics of New Jersey. For those that don't know, or may not know, the Special Olympics of New Jersey provides year-round sports training, competition, leadership opportunities, and health screening to more than 26,000 athletes. All these programs and services are always completely free to the participants. In 2014, the FOP Lodge went to Philadelphia Airport to greet athletes arriving from around the country to participate in the National Olympic Games, which were held in our region. In the beginning of 2019, October, members of the Lodge ran or walked quickly across the Delaware Memorial Bridge to raise money for Special Olympics of Delaware. The Delaware Memorial Bridge hosts the annual fundraising event in partnership with the Special Olympics of Delaware. This event raises resources and awareness for Special Olympics Delaware, helping fuel the mission to provide year-round sports training, athletic competition for over 4,200 children and athletes with intellectual disabilities. Many Salem County residents participate and benefit from the Special Olympics of Delaware activities. And I believe one of them are here, and I'm not to slight anyone, but I see Sammy out there. I know she's got more gold medals than some of the swimmers we've seen in the Olympic Games out there. She every time she goes, she seems to come back with a medal. It's fantastic. So I'm lucky enough today to present this award, the Crusader Award, to Salem County FOP Oak Lodge number 6. And it states, whereas the Salem County FOP Oak Lodge number 6 has dedicated their time quietly, consistently, with great compassion to raise funds for those with disabilities. And whereas the Salem County FOP Oak Lodge number 6, Old Oak Lodge number 6, started raising money for the Special Olympics with a small group of 11 members and now approaches over 100 participants with their annual fundraising event, with the funds raised directly benefiting Salem County residents with disabilities. And whereas the Salem County FOP Old Oak Lodge Number 6 is a stellar example of what a small group of people with big hearts can accomplish for the benefit of others. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Salem County Board of Chosen Freeholders honor Salem County FOP Old Oak Lodge Number 6 for receiving the Crusader Award presented to this 16th Annual Salem County Disability Awareness Day. And here to accept that is Bob Gant. I believe he's still president of the FOP. We also have a commendation signed by President Sweeney and Assemblymen Berticelli and Talafaro from the state of New Jersey. And I won't go through the whole thing because it basically says the same. And I'll read the last line. Last two. Year after year, the outstanding citizens and organizations honored by the Salem County Office of Aging and Disabilities have worked tirelessly and effectively in benefit of the community and are recognized and saluted for this exemplary dedication and motivation to serve the greater good. And whereas this prestigious accolade is bestowed upon the Salem County Old Oak Lodge, FOP Lodge Number 6, who within all spheres of its work have established a model to emulate and set a standard of excellence towards which others organizations might strive. Now, therefore, be it known to all the outstanding hereby honor Salem County Old Oak Lodge FOP Number 6. Bob?
Hello, I'm Bob Gant, been president of Salem County Fraternal Order of Police for going on 20 years now. This is one of these recognitions that I take a lot of personal pride in. It's something you can't achieve by yourself. Like Freeholder Hassler said, we got a crazy bunch of friends and family on our team. They're not all law enforcement, although our Salem County Fraternal Order of Police created the Salem County Polar Bear Plunge team back in 2008. We've gained a lot of support with friends and family going down to Wildwood every month in January. That's when Wildwood holds their Polar Bear Plunge for Special Olympics. So we've been doing this for a long time. We've raised well over $400,000 to help the athletes of Special Olympics train for free during the course of the year. So we're very proud of what we've done. Thank you. We've been recognized a few times for our efforts from the Special Olympics organization itself all the way to Trenton. From our state FOP organization has recognized as well. But it's, like I said, this is kind of nice and personal for me and my team members, which I will take this award back and share with them from a local Salem County agency. So that's very special. As long as we've been doing this, it's really rewarding for me to have this recognition from our hometown here in Salem County. So I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
At this time, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for this morning. We have Melanie and Emma Ayers. Melanie is a nurse in her doctoral studies, focusing on young adults with intellectual disabilities and their need for to be physically active. Melanie is an assistant professor for Wilmington University and is currently the secretary for the Family Support Planning Council and a board member for Resources for Independent Living. Emma is a graduate of Penns Grove High School and attended the Salem County ARC. Currently, she attends virtual programming with Resources for Independent Living for cooking lessons and book club. Emma also participates in a virtual cooking class with her friends to stay social and enhance her culinary skills. At this time, will you give a round of applause for Emma and Melanie to come forward and share with us?
Hello, everyone. Thank you to all who made this Salem County Disability Day event happen. Thank you to our elected officials and other dignitaries who are in attendance. And thank you, Rebecca Ferguson, who asked us to be a part of this very important day. We are very honored to be here. So a little about our story. Emma was our first child. Not only were we clueless as how to be parents, but we had no preparation for the disability world we were thrust into when Emma was born. We didn't know about her diagnosis of Down syndrome or any of the other complications that she had when she was born. We had no idea what we had gotten ourselves into, but we learned very quickly. Yes, initially I had grieved over this diagnosis that I didn't really know anything about. This was not what I had expected or wanted for my child. However, those feelings couldn't last. Our doctors were very supportive. I even had a nurse in the NICU tell me that her daughter's teacher's aide in school had Down syndrome. It was her way to tell me that everything was going to be okay. At that point, I began to accept this diagnosis. And as a nurse, my nursing instinct kicked in, and I just wanted to get her better and get her home. After 2 weeks in the hospital, we were able to bring her home with oxygen, a feeding tube, and lots of medicine. Who knew that this sick little baby, with all of the care that was needed, would do more for us than we could ever do for her? At 2 months old, she pulled out that feeding tube and started to eat on her own. Even before then, at only 6 weeks old, this weak little baby had turned over all by herself. She crawled, she walked, and talked, maybe much later than most, but she was determined to do it, and every milestone was monumental and a reason to celebrate. Emma had early intervention with teachers and therapists coming into our home. They taught us how to make her stronger and help her learn the skills that she needed to improve her dexterity. And when she was 3, she started in preschool. Her pre-K teachers are still, to this day, her biggest supporters. They let her come to a class in a wagon because she was in a body cast from hip surgery. Her classmates cheered for her when she walked for the first time across the classroom after that surgery. Even these little kids knew what a big deal this was. And of course, Miss Emma lapped up all the applause. I know for some people have trouble getting the support they need regarding resources in school. We were very fortunate that we always had support. Every year, her teachers challenged Emma, and she grew by leaps and bounds and learned so much from them and her classmates. One teacher advocated for her to have equal access to a class trip when she had to be in a wheelchair from an injury, and the bus that was arranged didn't have wheelchair accessibility. Even regular education teachers allowed her to take their music classes without any teacher's aide to assist her. These teachers welcomed her with open arms, and the regular education students loved her and saw her as an inspiration. Her special education teachers, paraprofessionals, and therapists taught her communication and job skills that would serve her in her future. Her main high school teacher looked at me at one of her IEP meetings and said, "Hey, Mom, it's time for Emma to get a job." That was scary for me, but it was the push that I needed to allow Emma to gain some independence. In our household, we don't accept excuses. You have to figure out how to get something done, even if that means you have to do it a little differently. We always treated Emma as a kid first, not a disability. She was expected to do chores and clean up after herself. She had to use her manners, and she had to work hard to reach her goals. We would always be there to help if she needed it, but many times that help was just helping her to find a different way of completing a task. For example, because of her short stature, Emma got to put the dishes away that she could reach. And the things that were supposed to go on the upper shelves, she would get her brothers to put away because they shared that responsibility. And believe me, she was not going to get stuck with doing all of the work, although her brother sometimes tried to pawn that off on her. Just like with her brothers, she has shown leadership skills with her peers. And she's been able to hold down a job at McDonald's in the evenings for over 3 years now. Even her managers there taught her how to use the fryer. I was scared to death for her safety when I found out that they let her cook. But they had faith in her ability, and it's one of her favorite things to do there. Where I found the most difficulty, though, was when Emma finished high school and there really wasn't anything in place to fill that gap. For Emma, college really wasn't an option, and we found that there weren't too many places willing to take on people with disabilities in the workforce. Getting services was really hard. Applying for SSI and DDD services is very complicated. I didn't know where to turn to learn what to do next. I knew a parent who had just gone through this process, and she mentored me in how to get services. I was able to get Emma a daytime job for a few hours a week, but that didn't work out as the managers there didn't have a good understanding in how to help train people with disabilities or allow them to work within their abilities. So at that time, I was quite disheartened. Around this same time, though, is when I returned to school to further my nursing degree in a doctoral program. I'm almost there. I got less than a year to go. But this program has allowed me to delve into the world of disability so I could learn more about this transition into adulthood and see what I could do to make a difference. It is because of the hours that I've put in outside of the classroom that I found out about agencies like the Division for Developmental Disabilities and the Division of Vocational Rehab and what they can offer these young adults. I found state-level advocacy councils like the New Jersey Council for Developmental Disabilities and the Regional Family Support Planning Council with local chapters. I found resources through the ARC and agencies like Resources for Independent Living. I found county-level resources through the Office on Aging and Disabilities and transportation services. I was able to attend and graduate from an advocacy program through the Boggs Center called the New Jersey Partners in Policy Making. And if you haven't heard of this program, I highly recommend that you look it up and try to attend. It is chock full of information and resources. I learned so much about all of these agencies and services, as well as the issues that surround disability and the history of how disability rights and legislation like the American Disabilities Act, which just had its 30th anniversary, how they came into being. I have spoken to the Ombudsman for Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities in New Jersey and the work that he has done to make state officials aware of the struggles and the need for opportunities for this group. And I see that progress has been done, and I see that there is much more work to do to get effective, person-centered services in place for our family members. And because of all this, I am now active in leadership by being the secretary for our region's Family Support Planning Council. We're Region 8, by the way, so we have a Facebook page, so look it up, like it, and attend our meetings. We're doing Zoom meetings monthly. And I also am now a board member for Resources for Independent Living. And these are things I never thought I would do. But now I have the opportunity to make things better for not just my daughter, but for others as well. So the point of me telling you our experience is this: you have to build your network. Just like saying it takes a village to raise a child, I believe building your network is needed to get the help and the support that your loved one deserves to have the best life possible. And as you can see, I have had a network of healthcare providers, from doctors, nurses, therapists, to help me manage Emma's medical care. I have had teachers and child study team members and support staff to help Emma grow academically and socially. I now have agencies at the state and local levels that offer resources and supports. Emma has a wonderful support coordinator, and she really works hard to find programs and services for her, so she's just not sitting at home doing nothing now that school is over. And we found Resources for Independent Living that is filling the gap of services since she's now out of school, but she still needs to continue to learn and socialize and build on her skills. I have found several support groups on social media that are helpful. Some are from professional organizations or Facebook pages to the agencies that I mentioned previously. And some are parent-led groups that they just want to share resources that have helped them, or fun activities to keep active during the pandemic, and to be a place to vent and share frustrations. And of course, the love and support from family and friends is immeasurable. Having people who accept us for who we are and encourage us to be our best That unconditional love is what we all need in our lives. These are also the people who are willing to help seek out opportunities for our loved ones. For instance, our son's godmother had a conversation with her doctor about hiring somebody with disabilities, and she said, "I have the girl for you." And because of this one conversation, Emma now has a second job in a kind and nurturing environment. Let people in your life help. You never know when an awesome opportunity will arise. And when I said that Emma has done more for us than we ever could do for her, that's true. Emma has been one of my most influential teachers. Some of the things that she has taught me is the need to slow down. I am like so fast-paced, but Emma, she likes to take it slow. She's taught me patience and taking the time to enjoy life and to try to live in the moment. She's taught me how to adapt and overcome. We will find a way to overcome any hurdle, and we'll find a way to reach our goals. Emma has taught me to find the good in everyone and everything. She's quick to compliment others. She'll tell somebody, "Oh, I like your hair," or "I like your shirt," or "I like your drawing." She's always there and willing to lift people up, and we all need that in our lives. And through Emma, I have learned to be persistent. She was a determined little girl, and she is still a determined young lady. This persistence is needed in continually advocating for services and resources that are necessary. This persistence is needed to make sure that the medical needs are taken care of. And if there is a need, I will not give up until we are successful in getting what is deserved. And she's taught me to appreciate the little things in life. Spending time together, working together, laughing together, sharing moments and making memories are more important than any material gain in this world. So yes, Emma is my teacher and my inspiration to do better and to be better. And she has this way about her that spreads a light of love to everyone she meets. And although there has been struggle over the years, this light and love and determination to succeed is what I see when I think of living with a disability. So now Emma will tell you a little bit more about the opportunities that she's had in her lifetime. You can take your mask off.
Hi, my name is Emma.
Stand back just, there you go.
Hi, my name is Emma. I am 23 years old. I have Down syndrome. That is my disability. A disability is something that limits you. But I don't let it limit me. I want to tell you about some of the things I've been able to do in my life. For many years, I was a Girl Scout. I made friends. We went camping and made s'mores. It was fun. In high school, I joined the yearbook team. I was inducted into National Honor Society because I had good grades, and I was a good citizen because of the volunteer work I did. I was able to be in choir class and was in the high school choir almost the whole time. I was in high school as singer alto. During high school, I was able to learn child readiness skills on the Ark and made a lot of friends there. I love going to the dances to see everyone. When I was a senior in high school, my classmates voted me to be the senior representative of the Homecoming Club. I even got to be in the Homecoming Parade. Also, when I was a senior, I was a keynote speaker for Dental Shield Campus at Central Community College. From the time I was young, I have volunteered in my church, has an acolyte, and with many of the dinners and events that we have had there. When I was 19, I got my first job at McDonald's and have been there ever since. I love making French fries. I have had some other shots that didn't work out, but that never stopped me. It's always good to show something new. I am now working as psychiatrist at doctor's office doing computer product and patient shots. I found this very fun and my coworkers so super friendly. Last year, our desk was a group of young adults with Down syndrome and nothing together. We were all over Facebook. I was feeling like a rock star. I also attended Tim Tebow's Natural Shine prom for the last few years. This year, my brother surprised me with a military who were coming at the prom. We were on the news on TV. Other fun things I like to do is spend time with my boyfriend, my family members, and singing and dancing. I have performed in piano recitals. Dance recitals that have taken Broadway dance lessons. I like going to the movies, eating at restaurants. I love taking a day in the sun with us. I love some fun activities. I also love going on vacation, going to concerts. I have seen lots of people like Bruce Springsteen, Elton John, and even got my picture taken when I met Luke Bryan. Knitting. I have been able to take classes on computer with my friends to resources for independent living. We read books together. My favorite is doing a visual cooking class. A recipes are delish. So you can see a disability doesn't stop me. But doing the things I love, it shouldn't stop you either. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma and Melanie, for that wonderful pre-sharing. Thank you. You give us all encouragement and inspire us. I want to thank everyone who came out today to make this day a successful day. So thank you to you out here. You're who we do this for. You are the ones that we want to reach and to help reach others. We only allow our disabilities to limit us, ourselves. We can reach for the stars, and we can use our disabilities to be creative, to find different ways of doing things that may be better than anything else. So thank you for each of you for being here today. I also want to take a moment to thank Freeholder Lowry and Freeholder Hassler for being here with us today, so thank you. Thank you again to the FOP and your award with the Crusader Award. Thank you for all the work that you do with disabilities. I also want to thank June Cyber, our Department of Health and Human Services Director, for leading us and as we present this today. For April for leading us on and heading up this event, to all of the Office on Aging, disability staff, and other staff throughout the county who have helped, from the Sheriff's Office to mental health and drug and alcohol services. So thank you for helping us make this a possibility. I want to thank you all again. Thank you.